I am going to be really disappointed, since I've not seen these slides yet, if Brandon and Colin didn't like slip in something funny without telling me, like, because that's what I would have done to them, but I'm sure they probably didn't. All right, so we are rated R, so that means you can say fuck and stuff like that. So, yeah, fuck. But later on, there's a code of conduct slide. So keep in mind that even though we're rated R, the code of conduct still applies, and like you'll get kicked out if you're like violate that or something. All right, here's the agenda. Hopefully this is correct. So right now we're in the 101. After this, we're going to do the news. Then we're going to do a tool talk about the KernelCon CTF, which we had some wonderful members win. And then after that, we're going to talk about building a better fake internet. Let's see. After that, this place is open until 10, I thought, but it says 9. I think this place is still open until 10, isn't it?
We only guarantee at least 9.
Anyway. Yeah, anyway. Whenever you have to leave, you have to leave. But you can hang out and drink and stuff like that. And am I crazy? Shouldn't that say 2200? Oh, yeah. Okay. It's been a long day. All right. So, well, that's special. So, July 11th is when our July meeting is going to be. We just want you to know that because otherwise it's like the 4th of July or some silly holiday like that. I don't know. So we probably are going to spill beer on my new laptop and...
There you go. It's fine.
All right, anyway, July 11th. Remember that. Only new ones. All right, so housekeeping. So like you're here. This is the you're here area. Don't like screw up the distillery equipment because like we really like being here. And you won't be fucking here if you screw it up. And we might not either. Actually, we probably still might be, but there'd be a lot of hard conversations. Yeah, anyway. Obviously, there's no pizza. Instead, we have tacos, so ignore the pizza part. But everything else is accurate, including there's 2 bathrooms. Make sure you know that. Sometimes people think there's only one. All right. Brandon's going to do this slide because he's better than me.
I love this slide. This is my favorite slide. Challenge ideas. Not people stolen directly. Wait, didn't we license this? License, yes, thank you. Officially licensed from SecKC. So this whole concept is that we can have a disagreement. And if we enter a disagreement, we can be like, the outcome of that is a mutually beneficial understanding of different perspectives. And so I'm big on this concept, and I love it. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. But it is kind of part of our code of conduct. So if you, calling out people as opposed to challenging their ideas, I might have a word with you. Your ideas suck. Well, let's have a talk about that.
All right, so speaking of that code of conduct, you can read about it on our website. If you have problems, you can contact us. We're on Discord. We're like hanging out right here. We've got an email. Yeah, all that stuff. Again, 0 tolerance, like we're really super serious about that, like super serial. Is that how that one vice president would say who wasn't a president? I'm blanking on his name now. It's been a very long day. Al Gore. As Al Gore would say, super serial.
Wait, that wasn't just a South Park reference?
Well, I mean, it was, but he also invented the internet. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, pipes.
All right. Bar staff, blah, blah, blah. Don't drink too much. Be nice. If you do drink too much, we have Uber vouchers. I often take these. We just provide it to you. It's great. Everybody should do it if you need to. So here's the board. Well, I should say, this is 2 of the board. I learned a secret the other day.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, so does anybody notice anything funny about one of the 3 faces on this slide? Apparently, that's not a picture of Brandon.
I think it is.
Thank you to all of our volunteers. We couldn't do this without you. All right, ways you can help. So we need speakers. I don't remember. Are we good for the next couple?
August, I think, is when we need.
July, August, we might need some speakers. We need mini CTFs. Did we have one today?
No, like an unofficial mini CTF presented by Cooper, who was like a World Password Day.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Otherwise, volunteer, donate, all that cool stuff. All right. Super special. Oh, uh-oh.
Oh no, you're good.
All right.
I'm gonna chime in from time to time now.
Apparently, or not.
Hold on, it's not on. Money.
Yeah. All right. So big thank you to our friends. So this is a distillery. These are some people that have custom done bottles of alcohol of their choice. Most of them, I think, have all done whiskeys of some sort. But you could do other things if you really wanted to. So
Someone do
basically,
tequila, please. Agave spirit, I mean.
agave spirit. We're not in Mexico. Agave spirit, right?
Agave spirit. Also missing from this list right now is our current sponsor, Recorded Future, who has bottles. They are raffling them off, if I remember right. And also, you'll notice that these images are like not very well centered. If anybody knows a damn thing about CSS, please let me know. I spent like 3 hours figuring this shit out today. I still haven't figured it out. It actually looks worse than what's up there. So please, if anyone knows CSS, please let me know.
But anyway, tell all your vendors to buy booze because it benefits us directly. Essentially, how it works is they buy the booze, they get their booze, and we get venue space. So it works out really well. All right, transparency report. Space is by us and you. Food is by us and you. Drinks and sponsors, Recorded Future. Thank you. Everything's on Open Collective. So you can go check it out, see what we spent money on, blah, blah, blah. So there is something in there or no?
Yeah, so in the CTF channel on Discord right now, there is a link to a, what was it, like a password challenge? Do you want to just talk, Cooper? No, he says no. So it's a link to a password challenge. So in support of World Password Day, which is today, so a good opportunity to remind people to change their passwords, use secure passwords. Anyway, there's a mini CTF, should be super fun. If you post your high score on that little, on the password challenge website, maybe I'll give you something, I don't know, like a pat on the back or a drink or
Sticker.
a sticker. Hey, a sticker. Hey, speaking of stickers, I don't think we've done this. If it's your first time at SecDSM, please raise your hand. It's my first time. Sweet, there's a lot of first-timers tonight. That's awesome. As a first-timer, you are entitled to a sticker. Limited edition, only for first-timers. Yeah, I have stickers.
Test.
I have a whole bag. Oh my gosh, we got 3 mics. This is dangerous. Anyway, so if you want a sticker, let me know, and I will make sure that you get a sticker. They're pretty cool, in my opinion. One of them glows in the dark.
If you think you were at the first meeting, or you've been to like a lot of meetings and you want a sticker, we have a lot of stickers. Come up and get one.
Did we
I
buy
have like
more?
8,000 stickers. Please take a goddamn sticker.
We must have bought more because I didn't know we had a lot of stickers. Sweet. Also, while we're off topic, Brandon, do we have an update on your vacation to Hawaii?
Oh yeah, vacation to Hawaii. So not really good news. So on the transparency report, I don't know if you're following along on the SecDSM 101s, you'll remember that we had some fraudulent activity on our debit card that resulted
debit card.
on my debit card. That resulted in someone taking a flight from, was it Tampa? Tampa, Florida to Honolulu. I'm super pissed because I didn't take that goddamn flight. I wanted to take it, trust me, I did. So I was hoping that we'd find these people, get them arrested. I've done everything that I can, and so I think it's time that we solicit the audience for some open source intelligence assistance. So if you've got a little OSINT experience, I've got 2 names of the people that booked those flights that we paid for. Oddly enough, they share my same last name. Pretty crazy. So anyway, if you want to track down some criminals, let me know. I've got 2 names for you.
All right. So upcoming events. A lot of us go to conferences. I try to go to as many as I can. Sometimes it's hard. I don't know who goes to Black Hat and DEF CON, like nobody. But I'm going to Wild West Hackin' Fest, and so is Colin, and so is like a whole bunch of other people. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not in. Here. We have like over a dozen SecDSM members right now going to Wild West. So if you're not in yet and you want to go, talk to us. We probably have rooms, or we probably have rides, or we can figure it out. But at this point, we're like, between us and SecKC, we're like 5% of the conference, and we got to keep cranking those numbers up. So
Do you guys want a rental van? Should SecDSM rent a van?
we don't have a van yet, but if we have,
Talk about an RV.
we've talked about an RV.
My mic. You have a mic.
Your mic's better. We've talked about a van or an RV, but if we have enough people and we need to just to rub it in, Wild West face, get that many people out there, we will get a van or an RV to get everyone out there. So if you're interested, let us know.
I don't know if John is still listening, but I think he said maybe Recorded Future could buy an RV. Just
Buy
saying.
an RV?
Well,
Oh my gosh,
Buy
let's
it
do
for
it.
the weekend.
For us?
I mean, that would be cool.
I will
They
absolutely
probably have
slap a
enough money.
Recorded Future logo on an RV if they'll buy it for us. 100%.
That
Let's
would-
do it, John.
Yeah, we could do like the bus wrap,
Yes.
like all the politicians do when they come
Yes.
to like the caucuses and stuff. All right, we're on Discord, blah blah blah, and now we're gonna do some cyber threat intel
News.
stuff.
Don't be jealous because you're not doing the news this month.
All right, which of the 9 microphones am I supposed to use? This one? It is. I was being a smartass. Apparently, this is me, according to Nick from doing the news last month. All right, story time. Who has not heard of Change Healthcare and the giant debacle that was? Anybody? Anybody? Does everybody know what Darknet Diaries is? Yep, the podcast. Well, that's why I jokingly labeled this as a Darknet Diaries preview, because there's no way this giant shit show is not going to turn into a Darknet Diaries episode. Hopefully coming soon. So if you don't know, Change Healthcare, which is a subsidiary of United Health, was hit by a ransomware attack in late February. They're just a tiny little company that handles hundreds of thousands of hospitals, pharmacies, and medical clinics. They got ransomwared. It did not go well. The entire situation worked out really well because people were like going to the pharmacy and trying to get their meds. And it was no big deal until, if you have diabetes and you need, insulin that's like $800 a vial. And they were telling people to just go ahead and put those on their credit card and then they get paid back. So the entire story here was Change got ransomwared and then made what was alleged to be a giant $22 million ransomware payment to the Alf V Black Cat Group, which, if you're not aware, are the guys that hit MGM and Caesars. There's a whole issue with Caesars getting in trouble because they paid, MGM did not. This alleged $22 million payment, which has been discovered by researchers to actually have gone through, was pretty awesome until the affiliate that helped out the Alf V ransomware group turned around and wanted their portion of the payment, and the Alf V Black Cat guys took their $22 million in crypto and bounced. So they pulled a rug pull and took all 22 million bucks. So that affiliate turned around, and I believe the head guy's name is Nachi, is his hacker handle, and formed the group called Ransom Hub, and turned around and said, hey, Change Healthcare, we still have 6 terabytes of your health data, which is pretty much the health data of, these hundreds of thousands of people and most of the United States in their healthcare, and wanted another ransomware payment. So officially Change Healthcare stated they paid that. And then this week, the news came out that not only was Change Healthcare ransomwared, but the original hack was tied to stolen creds to log into a Citrix remote access service that didn't have MFA on it. So Change has already had to send, I can't remember if it was their CISO or their CEO, got to talk to the government about their problems originally, and now they're going to get to explain why they didn't have MFA on their Citrix creds. So that'll be a fun episode when we see that one. Big vulnerabilities this month. So Arcane Door was Cisco. So if you're running Cisco ASAs or Cisco FTDs and you haven't heard of this one, I would recommend patching because it's been exploited actively by multiple APT groups in the wild since before it was discovered. And then Crush FTP had a 0-day that needs to be patched immediately. So if you're using Crush FTP, go ahead and get on that because it's a unauthenticated attack on their file systems and able to delete stuff. And then in security research, we had several big reports come out in the last month. Mandiant reclassified Sandworm. If you are well aware of Sandworm as a group, they're one of the top Russian hacker firms out there. Mandiant reclassified them as APT44 and put a report out. Mandiant also dropped their yearly M-Trends report, which essentially points out, as we would expect, attackers are focused on evasion, avoiding EDR, and maintaining persistence. If you don't know what living off the land or lol bins are, I definitely recommend you look those up because those are a huge problem and getting used more and more from all the attack groups. And Verizon dropped their DBIR report this week. They looked at, 30,000 and some real incidents, of which we've got almost 11,000 data breaches, which is, as noted, a record high and real bad, and 94 countries. So if you haven't read those reports, they're quite entertaining, even though they're stupidly dense. And for the DBR came out, Kelly Shortridge, who wrote the Security Chaos Engineering book. If you haven't read that, it's stupidly dense, but very, very good from a security book perspective. She brought this out and pointed this out. So if you've got, for all these incidents, you're looking at financial crimes being at 93% versus a very small amount of espionage, and organized crime and end user is over 90%. So that state-sponsored section is the point that she was making in her quote, which was that you're at over 90% of threat actors. So if you think you're a counter intel person in threat intel, you're kind of really not doing that as far as tracking things go. And then this one was hilarious. So the ex-White House chief cyber policy director came out and claims in a blog and a podcast that he did that essentially he's considering Microsoft now a national threat to the country and essentially a worldwide threat because of Microsoft's involvement and everything. He called it out, turned around and said essentially Microsoft's still, even with their $20 billion or more than $20 billion in security payments, turning around and having to be dragged kicking and screaming into giving logs. If you're a Microsoft customer, you're well aware of this. They're doing it to the government. They're doing it to private individuals. Essentially, no matter which license you're paying for, they're like, oh, you want logs? That'll be another this. Oh, you want actual logs to this? That'll be more money. So on top of Microsoft getting hit with an Exchange Online intrusion by the Chinese, if you didn't know, they hit Microsoft and pulled a bunch of executive emails and were doing phishing campaigns and a bunch of sketchy stuff. And then Russia hit them as well. And then to finish up, because it was a heck of a month in law enforcement crackdowns, this is just some of the law enforcement activity. So we had the U.S. impose visa restrictions on spyware misuse, especially Pegasus, which is coming out of Israel. And then we had the U.S. Treasury pull sanctions on Iranian firms. There's two guys that got charged for $100 million for doing some crypto mixing. The Ukrainian Revil hacker, the guy that actually pulled off the Kaseya event, actually got arrested and sentenced to 13 years. And there's an Amazon engineer that was working for a unnamed international security company as well that got nailed for using his access to cloud to file through and use these decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges to steal a giant pile of money. And then in the funny section and stuff we don't see normally out of Russia, the head of the FSB counter intel department got nailed and sent to a Russian penal colony for accepting a bribe from other security for a cybercrime group. So that's all the crazy activity for the month. And then jobs, we always like to throw this out there. If you have a position open and you want to come up and let us know who you are, where you work for, and what position you've got open, we open the mic up at this time for that. Let us know. Anybody? Anybody got an open job? All right. Let us know who you are and what's going on.
Hey, hello. My name is Josh Thompson. I'm with Databricks. I work on the cloud security infrastructure team, and we've got two positions open on our team that we work primarily on infrastructure as code in AWS, Azure, GCP. So if you've got experience in the clouds, particularly if you've got experience with Terraform and Python, and you're looking for a role, I'll be in the back here. Come chat with me, and yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yep.
So I'm Nick. I'm with Collins Aerospace. We've got a position opening. It's software development, though. Maybe not the crowd for that, but if you know C, C++, Linux command line, basically you can do the job. There may be some opportunities for IT security, but they may come and go. So it's software development.
Thank you. Anybody else? Going once? Oh, perfect.
Hello, I'm with Bankers Trust. We're looking for identity access engineer, specialize in intra ID. We've been looking for a while, so if you want to chat, come find me. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that it? Anybody? All right. What? Yes, the jobs channel got updated recently, so there's actually been some really good postings out there. If anybody's looking for a position or wants to dare, which we've offered on the mic, if you want to come up here and tell us you're looking and actually put yourself against the firing squad, you're welcome to that too. Oh, and I also partially run the hobbies channel on our Discord. We're doing another SecDSM Range Day, sponsored by John Waldorf from Recorded Future, who's our sponsor tonight. I put a poll out there in our hobbies channel, but if you're interested, looks like John's available on May 25th. So our next SecDSM Range Day up at the range in Polk City will be the morning of May 25th, so probably around 10:30. You taking back over?
Sure.
All right.
That's perfect, because I think I can make it that weekend. Good. All right, so agenda for next month. We've got a talk on AI agent security and a talk on managing the unmanageable security for small business. That sounds exciting. Everybody knows that security is great for big companies, let alone small companies. All right, our first speakers, do you want like a few minutes or do you want to just roll right into this shit? What's that? 2 minutes, okay. So like 2 minutes or so that's like a quick bathroom run if there's no line. Otherwise, like we're like going, so, all right.